The good thing, one of the things that's impressed me the most about this Andy Reid-led Chiefs team is the way they've handled both success and failure. They've had a consistency of approach. You know, when they were 9-0, they continued to keep sawing wood, to borrow a line from another head coach, and just keep working.
That's Mark Mangino's Twitter handle.
And when they lost, that's right.
It is.
It is. What are you laughing at, Jake?
You don't believe anything that I say.
Yeah.
It's keep sawing wood. It's his Twitter handle. Look it up.
He thinks everything's like some kind of joke with us, you know? And then when they lost 3 in a row, they kept the same approach. They didn't panic or anything. And Andy Reid said yesterday it's one of the things he liked is his team never stopped working during this losing streak.
Can't get too high for the highs, and you can't get too low for the lows. And you gotta be mentally tough enough to work through it. But you gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust the guys around you that you're gonna fix a problem and that you're gonna come to work and with a purpose. And I thought the guys did that. I didn't feel that they hung their head any of the 3 weeks. And they felt like, hey, we just hang together. We work our we don't hide the problem. It's not just about getting out there and rah-rah on it. It's actually fixing the problem. And I thought they did that and kept focus on that, and it paid off for them in this game.
Certainly getting out there and doing a little rah-rah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't fix the problem.
Right.
You know, you got a leaky sink. You can shout at that sink all you want, but at some point you got to get in there and you got to fix it.
I shout at things.
Yeah.
I shout at inanimate objects.
Sure.
In an effort to make them work.
How often does that pay off for us?
Sometimes I'll hit something on the table or hit it, and then it'll work, like the remote control.
Yeah.
Or my phone. So maybe. Do you remember when Jamaal Charles was having a lot of problems with his tender feet?
Yes. He had blisters on his feet.
Blisters, very tender feet. We wondered, is it the shoes? What's going on here? And so the shoes were taking a lot of heat. These damn shoes.
Yeah.
They're ruining Jamaal Charles' feet. Now, the shoes are getting credit. Mm-hmm. The cleats. Because Andy Reid said that the cleats that they wore on Sunday were a factor in how successful they were in the snow in Washington.
Actually, Alan puts on the cleats, and he goes out and tests the turf. And not that he's Jamaal, but I mean, he gets out there and, you know, but he gets out there and he moves around a little bit with the cleats on, and just to get a feel of the surface, and then comes back and gets with the players, and then they end up changing them out right before the game. I mean, I don't remember the exact time on the clock, but it was, you know, they had the rivets, the gun, the drills, and buzz those things off and put the new ones on, and went with a little bit longer cleat. And I thought it was a fact. I wouldn't mention it. I mean, I felt it was a factor. So
he's referring to Alan Wright, the team's equipment manager. He's been there forever. I mean, as long as I've been in Kansas City covering the team, which is over 14 years now. I wonder how many years he's been doing it.
He's a good man. He's good at his job, and he gets out there. And I do think he has moves similar to Jamaal Charles. I will differ with head coach Andy Reid there. But you get out there, you test these cleats. Mm-hmm. We talked about this yesterday. It looked like like Dexter McCluster wasn't even in bad weather.
Yeah,
so he was moving.
Yep,
he was
cutting on a dime and popping and locking and everything.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you brought
the cap to Alan Wright.
It is. You know what? The unsung heroes.
He's a good man.
Of the Kansas City Chiefs. Also, Dave Toub. I still think he's an unsung hero.
Yeah.
He needs more credit. The special teams, the return game has been excellent. And Andy Reid talked a little bit about Dave Toub, who he met at the University of Missouri when they were both on the coaching staff there. He talks about what makes Dave Toub so successful at all of his stops throughout his coaching career.
Well, first of all, he's very intelligent, and he has a good feel and respect for blocking and tackling. He was an offensive lineman that not only coached the offensive line, but then moved over and coached the defensive line. So he understands that base principle of blocking and tackling, which is very important on special teams. And so, and then he and Kevin O'Day, I think, are like Batman and Robin. I mean, they work very well together. They're both very driven. The players respect them, so they're going to try certain things, and the players go, you know what, I've got confidence. We'll try this. Let's go. And they try, and it works, and they work very hard at making sure that, that they fit themselves right on the blocks and put themselves in the right position against some of these good returners.
Jake, are you very intrigued to hear that Andy Reid compares Dave Toub and Kevin O'Day to Batman and Robin? Is that meaningful to you? Because it seems like you perked up when you heard
I
that.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Two of the greatest superheroes of all time.
Would you have a
Robin's
better?
not, but I mean...
Well, you just said they're two of the best of all time. Then you said Robin's not.
What would Batman be without Robin?
Right. Well, you tell me.
It'd be pretty awesome still.
Really?
I think he would. He's
Who
been
would
caught.
you say
He's
then?
been caught in countless death traps that Robin's had to save him from.
What should Andy Reid have said? They're like
Maybe go with the Wonder Twins?
They're like the one. Then I don't know if we could possibly embrace that. You have no suggestions?
I just
Aquaman.
gave you one.
How about Penn and Teller?
Yeah, they're not superheroes. They're magicians.
They have magic powers.
One of them doesn't speak. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will preview the Kansas-Florida basketball game. We'll also hear from Kansas State coach Bruce Weber. Bill Self spoke to the media. Bruce Weber spoke to the media. And Jimmy Nielsen last night at the big Sporting Kansas City MLS Cup celebration. All that and more after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
You're listening to the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
The boys win a trophy, but who'll take it home?
My theme, my trophy.
My Aunt Fanny.
Joe, my feet are starting to swell.
You two go home. I can stay here as long as it takes. You'd be amazed how little you have to eat when your legs don't work.
There's only one way to settle this. Russian roulette. 3 bullets, last guy standing keeps the trophy. Me first. No. Wait a minute. This is crazy. You first.
Next, Family Guy.
Watch tonight at 6 on 38th The Spot for comedy.
Hi, I'm Neil, Neil's Finance Classic. Newsflash, we have a new warranty. 30 months, 30,000 miles on your car.
Second location now open, 201 South 7 Highway, Blue Springs.
Call me right now for pre-approval. Let's get her done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Happy holidays.
When you give Missouri Lottery holiday scratchers,
He's going to love these.
you're giving a little gift to a lot of people. Because part of every ticket you buy goes back to education. Play it forward this holiday season with the Missouri Lottery.
Want a Samsung Galaxy Note 8? Of course you do. Get a Samsung Galaxy Note 8 when you upgrade to a qualifying Time Warner cable package. And you can turn your Galaxy Tab into a TV with Time Warner Cable's preloaded free TV app. So you can watch TV when you want, wherever you want. But this tablet offer ends soon. Call 1-855-WANT-TWC for a variety of packages starting at $79.99 per month. And act now for free installation. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
From headlight to taillight and everything in between, Hyundai has heads turning. And backed by America's best warranty, it's no wonder Hyundai is #1 in customer loyalty. Make the holidays shine even brighter during Hyundai Holidays.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on all 2013 Elantras. Visit buyhyundai.com.
As a former judge, I'm often asked, do I really need a lawyer? My answer is always the same. Absolutely. Studies show that on average, injured workers with a lawyer receive more than twice the settlement as those who go it alone. At Edelman & Thompson, we've handled thousands of injury claims and recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for our clients. The call's free and a lawyer can meet with you the same day. Know your rights, be protected, call Edelman & Thompson.
I'm always on the lookout for a good deal. Like this. And this. And this. And these. And this. So when I found out about America's Best, I got really excited. You can get 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam. Designer frames and low prices? Now that's a good deal.
Call 1-800-2PAIR or visit americasbest.com to schedule an appointment today.
National American University presents One. Be a full-time student 1 day a week, only 1 day or 1 night, even Saturday.
1 day, 1 night, Saturday's all right. Online's just fine. Nighttime, anytime. Get your degree. Set yourself free. National American University.
Be a full-time student 1 day a week at National American University.
Call 866-628-1288.
Hi, I'm Neil, Neil's Finance Classic. Newsflash, we have a new warranty. 30-month, 30,000 miles on your car.
Second location now open, 201 South 7 Highway, Blue Springs.
Call me right now for pre-approval. Let's get her done.
HB.
Welcome back to the Border Patrol live on Sports Radio 810 WHB and 38 The Spot. Stephen St. John and Nate Bukaty with Aaron Swartz and Jake Gutierrez. Some other news and notes. Last night, Monday Night Football, the Bears beat the Cowboys 45-28, and New England tight end Rob Gronkowski tore the ACL and MCL in his right knee during the Patriots' comeback victory over the Browns on Sunday, so he is out for the season, obviously. Tough blow to the New England Patriots. Of course, they are playoff bound, but that will hurt their chances of making it to the Super Bowl, but they still got Tom Brady, and anything is possible. Congratulations to Missouri defensive end Michael Sam. He was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He was also one of 4 Missouri Tigers on the All-SEC first team. He was joined by his fellow defensive end Coney Ely and cornerback E.J. Gaines. Also, offensive tackle Justin Britt made the first team. As far as the second team, you had linebacker Andrew Wilson, who makes the squad. Very deserving selection there for Andrew Wilson. Also, DGB Dorial Green Beckham was named to the second team for the Missouri Tigers, and defensive end Marcus Golden received All-SEC honorable mention. Nate Bukaty, what about the All Big 12 teams?
K-State had 3 kids on the first team. Tyler Lockett, both at wide receiver and all-purpose. Also, Ty Zimmerman on the defensive side, and Ryan Mueller, St. Thomas Aquinas product, who had 11.5 sacks on the season. KU had a first-team All-Big 12 player in running back James Sims, along with Lake Seastrunk of Baylor. They were the All-Big 12 running backs on the first team. On the second team, K-State had a couple of offensive linemen make the team. Also, Blake Slaughter on defense made second team. B.J. Finney and Cornelius Lucas made it on the offensive line. Kansas had Ben Heaney, linebacker, make the second team, all Big 12. So congratulations to all those young men for their postseason honors.
Jake Gutierrez, the new AP Top 25 in college basketball, is out, and Kansas falls to 13, one spot behind Wichita State, but one spot ahead of Baylor. And Missouri enters the AP Top 25 at number 24 after their victory over UCLA, and also beat West Virginia last week. And hell, they would have beat them last year if they'd have played them. And also, Kansas has a big game tonight, Nate Bukaty, against Florida. Florida checks in this week at number 19. So number 13 at number 19. And here Bill Self talked a little bit about his team's attitude. He said it's good because they knew early on there'd be some struggles because of the youth and inexperience on the squad.
We knew and they knew that there was going to be some things that we were going to go through, and
You know, we know we're playing a monster schedule, and we know we're not playing games at home right now. And so you know, there's always a chance that, you know, things like that can happen. I think the thing about it is it's disappointing to us is we know we can play better, and which is a good thing because you know you can play better. And the 2 games we lost were against really quality opponents away from home. And so certainly there's, you know, we're not happy that we obviously came up empty Saturday, but know that we can learn from it and hopefully get better from it.
All right, both these teams, Kansas and Florida, are coming off of last-second losses. Colorado hit a 30-footer at the buzzer to beat Kansas 75-72. Florida took a last-second loss to Connecticut when Shabazz Napier rebounded his own shot and knocked down a jumper to beat them at the buzzer. So Florida's lost to Wisconsin and UConn. Kansas has lost to Villanova and Colorado. But Kansas has seen the improvement of Joel Embiid, maybe the player with the highest ceiling of their entire team. He had 10 points against Colorado. It's a Big 12 newcomer of the week last week, and Bill Self says he just keeps getting better each game.
Joe has been great. You know, the thing about it is he's only, and people in Gainesville know, you know, because he went to school there at the Rock for his senior year, but he's only played 2 years of ball going into this one, so he's got a long ways to go. But his ceiling's so high, and he's a sponge, and he really understands the game far beyond his years and certainly beyond his experiences. And so we're real pleased. And he's a fabulous kid. And I know he's looking forward to getting back home, getting to some warm weather, and having some people come watch him play that he knows well. That's been very good to him. But he's got a chance to be a very special player.
Kansas takes on Florida tonight at 6 o'clock on ESPN. Right here on WHB, we will have Kansas State taking on South Dakota. K-State's won 3 in a row, and they're coming off a big win over Ole Miss last week. Here, Bruce Weber talks about that win over Ole Miss.
So, a little bit of a confidence builder. You got a couple more home games here before exams, and then Gonzaga. So this is a big stretch for us and a chance to to make some progress as a team. I think the other part is just we had to learn about ourselves, and the young guys had to learn what college basketball is about. And now we went through those early games. Puerto Rico went through some struggles, and now you come back, and now you can go back to practice and get in the gym and see what you need to improve and how you got to take your game to another level.
That was Bruce Weber. Tonight you can hear the game right here on WHB against South Dakota at 7 o'clock. Now let's hear from Jimmy Nielsen from Sporting Kansas City. Last night was the big Sporting Kansas City celebration at Union Station. Jay Gutierrez.
It's an amazing way to finish your career. It's been 19 fantastic years. I was praying for this victory for many days and for many weeks, many months, and many years. And it came 15 years after my first one. It was a very, very proud moment. And, my decision about retirement, of course, it's not a decision I made today. I've been thinking of that for a while now. And, and when we got that championship, I had a feeling that that was it.
Congratulations to Jimmy Nielsen on a great career, a great season, a great match, and an MLS Cup for Sporting Kansas City. Jimmy's a great guy. And finally, we have the human interest story that Aaron Swartz brought to my attention. This is, again, a cautionary tale. I know that you could be out there with a family doing some Christmas shopping, or sometimes the ladies go shopping because we're not.
Yeah.
They don't want us around,
right? To
try to slow them down,
right?
You ever been to Indianapolis?
No, I never have.
Jake,
no, Jake has.
How do you find Indianapolis? Is it a pleasant city for you?
Yeah, it's a good place. I was there 2 weeks ago.
You ever walked the streets of Indianapolis?
I have.
You ever
nice downtown.
Have you ever seen a helicopter in Indianapolis at all?
No helicopters in my time in Indy.
You guys like helicopters?
Sure.
You ever been on a helicopter?
I have
never been on one. I'm kind of scared to get on one.
Would you?
I think I would, but I'm not. It's not something I'm itching to do.
I thought about it when I was in Maui for my honeymoon.
Yep.
But
Aaron, can you come in here and
weight
thought about
limit?
that, too.
Weight limits.
Aaron,
at the
come
time.
here.
Oh, really?
Come here, Swartz.
Is that really a factor?
Well, I imagine it's a factor on small planes. I've been asked to move from one aisle to another.
Oh, really?
On small planes? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You got to balance the plane out.
I was
Big
on
guy
the
here.
Outback Steakhouse blimp with Richie when he was a
Remember that?
young boy. And then then after I got off the blimp, I threw up for an hour.
Yeah.
I know that Nate doesn't want to be on a helicopter, but I think we found a helicopter he might be able to
What was this?
be
Tell me
safe
about
on.
this helicopter.
Yeah.
I have no idea where this is going right now.
I'm looking at the story and I don't know where it's going. Sean Harvell, 34 years old,
All right.
of Indianapolis,
Similar age to me.
was arrested last week
Okay.
on several charges.
Man is a menace to
Police
society.
said a Metro officer in Indianapolis was driving on 38th Street near Lawndale Avenue when he was flagged down by two women.
Okay.
One woman told the officer that Sean Harvell had approached her on the sidewalk and grabbed her arm to gain her attention. Not to just, hey,
lady.
you know,
Excuse me, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Someone might be asking you for directions. I don't
Right.
know. You turn around, and she said that the man. Earmuffs, kids, if you're driving the kids to school. This is
Yeah, if you
this
got
is
your kids in the car.
Yeah, you might want. Let me give you a 3, 2, 1. Kids, earmuffs. The woman said the man had his penis out of his pants.
Okay.
And, quote, was swinging it about in a rotary helicopter motion.
Go on.
The responding officer said Harvell began briskly walking away from the women when they flagged the officer
Gotta
down.
go.
Penis.
Oh, see ya.
Then why didn't he just fly off?
Here I go.
And then his walk became a run after a brief foot chase. Found Harvell trying to get into his car. Harvell had told police he was approaching the victim to discuss a financial dispute.
Oh, yeah?
But the woman said she had no idea who this man was.
Is that how you settle financial disputes these days?
Yeah. Had never,
Pay me your money or check this out.
she'd never met him, though, so there was no dispute. He was charged with resisting law enforcement, public indecency, criminal confinement, and parking his car too close to a fire hydrant.
Well, that's the
don't
one
do
that'll get you.
That's you
That's
dirty
the
scofflaw.
son of a... Back after this on WHB and 38 The Spot.
You're listening to the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Are you ready? It's time for today's Jocelyn's Trivia Blitz on 38 The Spot. To how many consecutive bowl appearances did Bill Snyder lead the Wildcats in his first tenure as head coach?
Jocelyn Jewelry, the jewelry you'll recommend to your friends and family. 435 in Antioch. Go north 1 mile. You can't miss us. 95th in Antioch.
Think you figured it out? I'll be right back with the answer.
Introducing great value from Assurance Wireless, a lifeline assistance program. With our free talk and text plan, eligible households in your area receive a free cell phone, 250 free voice minutes, plus 250 free text each month.
Now that I have Assurance, I can talk and text with no worries.
And if you need more, our $30 unlimited talk, text, and web plan offers a free phone plus unlimited minutes, text, and web for just $30 a month. Our plans are the best value among major Lifeline programs. Each plan provides nationwide coverage and these calling features.
With Assurance, I can keep in touch at home or on the go.
You may qualify if you're on Medicaid, food stamps, or certain other public assistance programs. Call now to see if you qualify for the best calling plans ever from Assurance Wireless.
Call 1-800-833-8333 or visit AssuranceWireless.com. That's 1-800-833-8333. 1-800-833-8333. Call today.
When you hire a law firm for your injuries, hire a firm with a reputation for trying cases. You have only 1 day in court. Make it count. Peterson and Associates, protecting you.
Do you have adult ADHD?
Vincent Associates is looking for adults between the ages of 18 and 50 to take part in a research study with an investigational medication. Symptoms of ADHD may include inattention, making careless mistakes, being easily distracted, and interrupting others. Overnight stays are required, and qualified participants may receive compensation up to $7,700 for time and travel. Call now, 913-696-1601.
I'm here at Nebraska Furniture Mart with a little holiday pop quiz for Nicole. Tell me, Nicole, who's the holiday low-price gift headquarters?
Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Who has the most furniture, flooring, appliances, computers, and electronics to choose from?
Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Who has more of your favorite gifts in stock and ready to wrap?
Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Who shops other stores to make sure you get the low price guaranteed so that Christmas shoppers know they're getting the best deal?
Nebraska Furniture Mart.
This is starting to sound familiar. Where'd she get those See's candies?
Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Storm Shield versus Weather Radio. Both keep you safe, but only one has radar, school closings, and live video straight from Kansas City's weather leader. Plus, there's this. 41 Action Weather Storm Shield for iPhone and Android. Download at kshb.com/mobile.
The day is never long enough, and there's too much to do. House calls, how to look good. Hey, wait, slow down. Watch Cozy TV. It's the easiest decision you'll make all day.
If you like what I brought you last year, you're going to love what's on the way.
This is so good, it just has to be happening.
The comedies you love.
There's nothing funnier than a good old bonk on the head.
We shouldn't be fighting, it's Christmas.
The teams that make their season bright. I'm bringing it all to you, only on 38 The Spot. Your time's up. Here's the answer to today's Jocelyn's Trivia Blitz.
To how many consecutive bowl appearances did Bill Snyder lead the Wildcats in his first tenure as head coach? He led them to 11 bowl appearances.
Jocelyn's Jewelry, the jewelry you'll recommend to your friends and family. 435 in Antioch. Go north 1 mile. You can't miss us. 95th in Antioch.
Catch another Jocelyn's Trivia Blitz every weekday morning on 38 The Spot. Find out more at greatskinkc.com.
Good morning, Kansas City. I'm Aaron Swartz with your bottom of the hour update. Sporting Kansas City goalkeeper Jimmy Nielsen announced his retirement at the MLS Cup rally last night. The 19-year veteran was named goalie of the year in 2012, ends his sporting career with 45 shutouts. Mizzou defensive end Michael Sam was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year yesterday. He led the conference with 10.5 sacks. Sam! Joining Sam on the first team, corner E.J. Gaines, DN Coney Ely, and tackle Justin Britt. Big 12 first-teamers include K-State's Tyler Lockett, Casey native Ryan Mueller, and Ty Zimmerman. Kansas's James Sims and linebacker Ben Heaney also honored. KU in basketball action tonight at Florida with the tip at 6 on ESPN. Also, K-State takes on South Dakota at home at 7 right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB and Fox Sports Kansas City. Mike DeCourcy's up next. We're going to talk a little college basketball here on Sports Radio 810 WHB and 38 The Spot.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB and 38 The Spot. Thank you very much for listening, Kansas City. We appreciate it. And thank you for watching, too. Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News is our college basketball insider, and he joins us now. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you so much for the time. Let's get right into it. We have a lot of games to talk about. Kansas loses on a buzzer beater over the weekend at Colorado. Now they have to bounce back to play at Florida tonight. So let's start off with that game against Colorado. What was your reaction?
Well, it was a tough way to lose a game after they kind of fought back to get into it. It was as challenging a road environment as we expected it to be. Colorado basketball has a little bit of momentum with Tad Boyle. He's done a nice job, and so people there don't ignore it anymore, and football's bad, so they need something to rally around. So not the world's greatest time to be playing on the road at Colorado, and Colorado executed well in a lot of circumstances. I think that it showed that that KU still has a lot of work to do with its perimeter defense, and also still has a lot of questions about its point guard position. that are going to take a little bit of time to answer, and how they're answered is going to define whether or not this team reaches its potential, which, as you guys know, is vast.
Well, they've got a matchup against Florida tonight on ESPN. Florida's also 6-2. They're also coming off a last-second loss to Connecticut, but I know that they've got two players coming back from ankle injuries, headlined by Scotty Welbekin here tonight. How important is that for Florida, and how much of a challenge will this be for the Jayhawks going down to Gainesville tonight?
It's going to be a harder game than Saturday's was. So what does that tell you? Mm-hmm. This team's more talented than Colorado. And, of course, that assumes that Welbekin and Casey Hill, who also might return tonight, are healthy. Obviously, they wouldn't put them out there if they weren't. So presuming now they'll be healthy, but that doesn't necessarily mean they'll be sharp. Scotty is not a great offensive player, but he's adequate. Defensively, he is really good. And for a team whose own point guard is already struggling, that's not the best medicine. Casey Hill is a much more complete point guard, but obviously hasn't had a chance to really get going as a college player. He's been injured, and so he had some good early moments when Welbekin was suspended, and then he himself got hurt, and so he hasn't really gotten a chance to get in a rhythm. But he's very talented, a really nice pick and roll player, one of the better freshman point guards in the country. If he's whole and if he's feeling comfortable, I think it's an immense challenge. The O-Dome is a very loud and difficult arena to play in, so this is an even more difficult game for the Jayhawks than Saturday's was. I remember when I was out there and visited the team, looking at the stretch that they're in now, and wondering why they did it, for one thing, and I don't know that I ever really got an answer to why. It just sometimes schedules happen and you don't, and then you look at it and you're like, why did we do that? I'm a believer that the most overrated thing in college basketball is playing a tough schedule. Playing a tough schedule is something that media people like to talk about as proving something, but the media people who talk about that don't examine the truth of the situation, which is that most of the teams that win it all didn't play that challenging a non-conference schedule. Most of them played fairly easy non-conference schedules. So what Kansas is doing here is a risk, and whether or not they come out the other side better for it, it's not automatic.
You see a risk. What's the downside? We all think this team is going to be one of the best teams in the nation by the end of the conference season when they head into the postseason. So what are they risking by playing this difficult schedule?
The risk is that you don't find the formula that you need because you're so busy trying to survive. That's the first risk. The second risk is that you break your confidence, because you're playing in difficult circumstances against a series of challenging teams, and that you never quite find your rhythm, and that you never quite become the team you're capable of being. Again, it is possible to get through something like this and be better for it, but it's also possible to get through something like this and be worse for it. If you go back and you look at, since 2003, the track record for national champions, the average non-conference schedule strength by the time you get to the end of the year, the average non-conference schedule strength for champions is around in the 85 region. So you're talking about upper third, but again, not the upper top, not the top of it. The teams that play the toughest schedules, the toughest non-league schedules, often are teams that either are, of course, way out of the class of being a championship contender, or teams that tend to struggle to finish 500-ish. Now, obviously, this is not going to be one of those teams, but it can be a real problem if you overschedule. And I'm not being critical here. I mean, if you look at Michigan State, they've won with difficult schedules, but it's a harder thing to do. I think when Bill gets to the end of this, he's going to say to himself, I'm not doing this again.
Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News is our guest. Let's move on to Missouri. Mike, the Tigers had a couple of nice wins over this past week. They won 80-71 over West Virginia, and by that same score over UCLA. Now they find their way into the top 25, and they haven't lost yet. Now you talk about challenging schedules. They didn't have a whole bunch of tough games on their schedule up until playing West Virginia, and I'm not sure how tough that game was. We'll look and see how good West Virginia was at the end of the season. But UCLA was ranked when they come in to Mizzou Arena, and they lose. What do you make of what Missouri was able to accomplish this past week?
It was a great week for them, and in part because they played two high-level teams, or two BCS-level teams, if you want to call it that, and played very well in both of those games. I don't think West Virginia is a tournament team. But they certainly were better than what had been played to date, and obviously, let's be honest, the schedule worked out really well for the Tigers early on because they were able to get through 5 games without their head coach. So from that standpoint, it was a good thing that they did play a fairly soft first several games. They still haven't really been on the road against great opposition, and that doesn't really come until the end of the month. And even NC State's not a great team, but at least they go off campus to play Illinois. And again, Illinois is not great yet, but they're certainly a game team and in a rivalry game that'll fight them. Mizzou's going to get to the SEC without having played the toughest schedule in the world, and then they're going to get in a league that's not great. So they're going to have a terrific record this year, I think. I like their team. I like what I see. I think they've got excellent guard play, and that combined with not the most challenging of schedules, that's a nice formula to build up a really good record.
And they have their big three that each had over 20 points against UCLA, and Jordan Clarkson, Jabari Brown, and Ernest Ross, but especially Clarkson and Brown, both averaging over 19 points a game. That 1-2 punch. And Clarkson, I think Missouri fans still getting familiar with him after his transfer from Tulsa. So I'll ask you about him averaging 20-plus points a game. How good is Jordan Clarkson?
He's a pro, and a guy that the league is really starting to fall in love with to some extent. When you have that kind of size and playmaking skill and the ability to finish yourself, it's a really nice combination. I don't know that he's yet developed into a great shooter, but he's not a bad one. He certainly is the kind of guy that you have to honor when he's on the outside. So he's unselfish too. He makes sure he gets the other guys involved. He does a nice job with driving kicks. I like him a lot, and he's been a great find or get or whatever you want to call it for the Tigers. I don't think that they would be without him. I don't think they would be a team that maybe even would be. They might be one of those teams that's sort of hoping, fighting, scratching for a tournament bid rather than trying to fight for a seed.
Mike, Kansas State takes on South Dakota tonight. They got a win in the Big 12 SEC Challenge over Ole Miss at home, 61-58 on Thursday of last week. How important was that win for Bruce Weber and the Wildcats?
It was an essential win, and it was, what it did was it told those guys. Remember we talked about a week ago. One thing that you have to do is don't let Marshall Henderson get going. And don't let him drive the emotion of that team, especially in a circumstance like K-State's, which they don't have a lot of offense to counter. If you get into a shootout with Ole Miss, you're going to get outshot because you don't have that great offense. Well, what did they do? They did exactly what we talked about. They absolutely made Marshall Henderson's night miserable. It was a great effort. And look, 4 or 5 days later, he comes out and he scores, he takes like 25 shots and he scores 30 or whatever. Ole Miss didn't win, but Oregon was comfortable getting involved in a shootout and let him go and do his thing and still was able to win. I don't think K-State could have done that. I think K-State went out and did exactly what they needed to do to win. They made it uncomfortable, and it worked. So what it shows is that there are teams out there that are of NCAA tournament aspiration that, in the right circumstance, K-State can beat. I don't think before that night that they had a lot of reason to believe that. It probably isn't KU or someone like that, but it might be Oak State. In the if they when they get Oak State at home, if you can take out the best guy that they've got, and we all know who that is, maybe you have a fighting chance in that game. So now they know that if they really guard, and that they can really still guard the way they need to guard in these rules, that there are teams that they can beat that would count as quality wins. So I think it was a very important step forward for K-State.
Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News, our college basketball insider. Thank you so much for the time. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
That's Mike DeCourcy. Joins us every week to talk college basketball. Back after this on WHB and 38 The Spot.
You're listening to the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Why did you wake me up for this?
You love the club scene.
I do not. I'm awkward and sweaty, and many women think I'm in junior high.
Doug helps his lonely friend with a guy's night out.
Candy shop is open. Pick yourself a lolly. That's what the pimp says before he goes and gets you the girl. I'm not your pimp. I'm your white sidekick.
Next, King of Queens.
You having fun? What? You having fun? What? All right.
Watch today at 5 on 38 The Spot for comedy.
Stop wasting money on house payments and repairs. Sell it today.
Problem houses in any condition are no problem.
We'll buy it as is, so it's hassle-free and fast.
Call us, the We Buy Ugly Houses people, 1-800-44-BUYER.
That's 1-800-44-BUYER.
What can you get for $14.99? 3 gallons of gas. Or freedom from your overpriced DSL service. Introducing Time Warner Cable's new everyday low-price internet. All the speed you need at an affordable price. And if you act now, you get free installation of our everyday low-price internet. It's Time Warner Cable's all-new everyday low-price internet. Now with free installation. Call 1-855-WANT-TWC before this free installation offer ends. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
From headlight to taillight and everything in between, Hyundai has heads turning. And backed by America's best warranty, it's no wonder Hyundai is #1 in customer loyalty. Make the holidays shine even brighter during Hyundai Holidays.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on all 2013 Elantras. Visit buyhyundai.com.
In just 7 weeks, you could begin your new career in nursing as a certified nursing assistant. Call National American University 913-981-8700 and enroll today. The CNA Certified Nursing Assistant Program is a 7-week course. Think of it. In just 7 weeks, you'll complete your training, receive your certificate, and begin your new career in nursing. Call National American University 913-981-8700 and enroll today.
Find your new job now with USA Job TV. Want to make it to the top? Then start by being part of a great team. GE Capital Retail Finance in Marion is seeking full-time customer service reps. Apply online today. See all GE Capital Retail Finance positions at usajobtv.com.
Call Brown and Crouppen right now at 777-7777.
If and when I ever get the chance to go skydiving, I think this is the way to do it.
The only way for me to describe this video is bizarre.
You're about to see what's probably the most heartwarming video of the day.
What the heck is going on here?
I want you guys to take a look at some awe-inspiring images.
Sharing unforgettable videos before you'll see them anywhere else. Watch right this minute. Videos first.
Watch weeknights at 7 on 38 The Spot. Unrighteous decade. 2 tripped-out parents.
Do you think I'm smart?
Oh, is that what we're going to do today? We're going to fight?
6 far-out friends. 1 million groovy laughs.
What?
That's just good TV. Watch That 70s Show weeknights at 8 on 38 The Spot.
Foreclosure, inheritance, or just need to get out?
Sell your house fast.
We buy houses in as-is condition, so it's hassle-free.
Call us. We're the We Buy Ugly Houses people. 1-800-44-BUYER.
Let us help you today.
1-800-44-BUYER.
Homer and Bart get tethered.
Would you mind? I'm trying to do my homework.
And it's a bond that can't be broken.
Oh, you little...
Oh, The Simpsons.
Watch tonight at 6:30 on 38 The Spot.
Kansas City's premier Mazda dealer. Why are they called Premier Mazda? Because everything they do is top-notch. Outstanding customer service, straightforward pricing, and a premier service department unlike any other. Stop by today just east of 135th and State Line on Highway 150 or visit them online at premiermazdakc.com. And now, back to the Border Patrol.
Welcome back to the Border Patrol Live on Sports Radio 810 WHB and 38 The Spot. Let's check in with Gary Lezak. Hello, Gary. How are you?
Are you recovering after the weekend?
You know, I'm still really, really tired. There's a lot of driving, driving down all day Friday, staying outside of Nashville. I think we stayed in Chattanooga. I can't remember. On Friday night, Saturday, got up and finished the drive to Atlanta. Went to the game, went out to dinner, had some fun on Saturday night. Then Sunday, drove all day and all night. My dad did all the driving. He was magnificent behind the wheel, but we got it done, and still, I think, kind of dragging, but it was worth it because I had a good time with my friends and my dad and my boys.
And listen to the Chiefs game on your way back.
You know what? We were very excited to see the Chiefs doing so well on the way back. Still a little sad about the Missouri game, but you know what? That was a heck of a time that made a lot of memories over the weekend.
Absolutely, and something interesting happened for me. I'm sure a lot of people might have been doing this. You were flipping back and forth between the Mizzou game and Sporting KC, and the Mizzou game. If you blinked, there'd be a 47-yard run or something.
Right.
Every placing would be like 47, 44-yard runs. I don't even know how that happened to Mizzou, but it was really sort of crazy. Then you flip back over to Sporting Kansas City and see an amazing play and some very good, exciting championship play, caliber play. And then you flip back to Mizzou and you flip back to Sporting KC, and then you see the shootout. And that was one of the more exciting sports moments in a very long time for our town. I mean, my gosh, Nate, what was it like for you? The shootout at the end.
Have you seen the video that I posted? Have you seen the video I posted on Twitter and Facebook? You need to watch it. I took a video. I took my cell phone out, my Sprint phone. I shot video of it, and the celebration was amazing.
Be careful watching these videos.
You watching or the video of it?
Well, you can see him. You can see Palmer hit the crossbar. And then my phone just starts bouncing all over the place because I was tackled by two people and screaming and yelling ensued, and the whole thing was pandemonium.
Where can I see this? Where did you post it?
I posted it on Twitter, Nate_Bukaty. You'd probably have to go back through my timeline a little bit, but I posted it on Facebook as well and on YouTube. So you have to check it out. It's fun.
Hey, that was exciting. Because the emotions. I mean, there were minutes there where you thought that it was over, that they weren't going to do it, but they did it. They're the champions, and we can live that for a whole year. Wow! Now we'll see how our other teams do. Weather-wise, it's cold. It's ridiculous. We need to get this out of here. Mm-hmm. There's another cold front coming through late tonight and early tomorrow morning. So it's another cold blast. And then there's another one this weekend. These storm systems are hitting the eastern part of the country. Of course, we know what happened in Philadelphia with that 4 to 6 to 8 inches of snow that fell during the game. That was an incredible game to watch. And so that's where the storminess is right now. For us, just a sunny day with a high near freezing today, so we're warming up dramatically. It was 6 below zero at St. Joseph last night when I was on 10 p.m., and they have like 2 to 3 inches of snow on the ground, and they warmed up from 6 below to 10 above in the last 12 hours, so pretty exciting. Today's high 32, 31 degrees. Tomorrow, cold, back down to the upper teens to low 20s. And then maybe a little storm Friday or Saturday. We'll go over the details on 41 Action News. I'll be listening to you guys on Border Patrol. I'm meteorologist Gary Lezak. Have a fantastic day. Here's Ryan Wiebe.
Thanks, Gary. Home values are rebounding. Why not put your home's equity to work for you? Give my team a call at 816-778-7000 or visit us at firstmortgagekc.com and fill out a full online application.
We will be back after this to wrap things up on 38 The Spot and continue on WHB.
You're listening to the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol. Border Patrol. On Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Hey, I got a question. How I Met Your Mother. Lily's getting on Ted's nerves.
I mean, you got used to Lily's loud chewing, right? Lily doesn't chew loudly. Come on, this isn't news. Why do you think I call her Chewbacca?
I assume because she's loyal, wears shiny belts, and I resemble a young Harrison Ford.
But what is Barney's bad habit?
You can't think of anything, because I'm awesome!
On the next How I Met Your Mother.
Watch tonight at 10 on 38 The Spot for comedy.
Now that I have Assurance, I can talk and text with no worries.
Introducing free talk and text from Assurance Wireless in your area. It's the best value in calling plans among major Lifeline assistance programs. Assurance Wireless, a Lifeline assistance program, offers eligible households a free phone, 250 free voice minutes, and 250 free texts each month. You'll get nationwide coverage in these calling features. You may qualify if you're on Medicaid, food stamps, or certain other public assistance programs.
Visit AssuranceWireless.com or call 1-800-833-8333.
At Edelman and Thompson, we've represented the victims of drunk and distracted drivers for nearly 20 years. We know the physical and financial toll these accidents take on victims and their families. Our responsibility to clients goes beyond the hundreds of millions of dollars we've won for them. It means helping them put their lives and their families' lives back together. We're proud to play a part in making Kansas City's roads a little safer.
I'm always on the lookout for a good deal. Like this. And this. And this. And these. And this. So when I found out about America's Best, I got really excited. You can get 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam. Designer frames and low prices? Now that's a good deal.
Call 1-800-2PAIR or visit americasbest.com to schedule an appointment today.
National American University presents One. Be a full-time student 1 day a week, only 1 day or 1 night, even Saturday.
1 day, 1 night, Saturday's all right. Online's just fine. Nighttime, anytime. Get your degree. Set yourself free. National American University.
Be a full-time student 1 day a week at National American University.
Call 866-628-1288.
Do you have an idea for an invention or a new product? InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Call today for free information.
One season, one goal. Hundreds of thrills. Thank you, Sporting Kansas City, for a great year. Your MLS Cup champions play here. Your home for Sporting Kansas City is 38 The Spot for sports.
If you like what I brought you last year, you're going to love what's on the way.
This is so good, it just has to be fascinating.
The comedies you love.
There's nothing funnier than a good old bonk on the head.
We shouldn't be fighting, it's Christmas.
The teams that make their season bright. I'm bringing it all to you, only on 38 The Spot.
Right this minute, videos first.
The baseball game and the mysterious sound.
Did you hear that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's a whisper.
Hear it next, right this minute.
Watch tonight at 7 on 38 The Spot.
Thank you very much for watching us. On behalf of myself, Stephen St. John, Nate Bukaty, Jake Gutierrez, and Aaron T.T. Boy Swartz, thank you so much for watching on 38 The Spot. The show continues on Sports Radio 810 WHB.